Minasan konnichiwa, annyeonghaseyo, yorobun, and hello everyone. For today's video, we will review our previous lessons, which are real and make-believe and interpreting visual media. So, let's begin. Lesson 1, Real or Make-Believe Images. Please observe the two pictures that you can see on your screen. The first picture is a picture of a horse, and the second picture is a picture of a unicorn. So now let us now Five, four, three, two, one. Lesson 1, Real or Make-Believe Images. Observe the two pictures that you can see on your screen. The first picture is a picture of a horse, and the second picture is a picture of a unicorn. Now the question is, which among these two pictures is a real image, and which among these two pictures is a make-believe image? For us to identify that, let us first define what is real and what is make-believe. Real is something that really exists and that we can see, touch, smell, hear, or taste. In other words, this can be perceived by our five senses. The things that you read in the encyclopedia are real. News that you see on television are also real. Things that are happening now are all real. So remember, when we say real, it can be perceived by our five senses, and these may be found in a newspaper, encyclopedia, television, and everything that is happening nowadays. When we say make-believe, it is something that doesn't really happen in real life. Meaning to say, it does not exist and it is just a product of a creative mind of people. For example, fairy tales, myths, legends, these are all make-believe. Science fiction, books, movies that are made by people with creative minds and imaginations are considered make-believe. This time, let us review if these sentences that will show or that will flash on the screen is real or make-believe. Is this real or make-believe? The stars smile at me. So, the answer for this is make-believe, because the stars won't smile at you in real life. It is just product of a creative mind of an individual. Second, the farmer milks the cow. Is it real or make-believe? Of course, this is real, because a farmer really milks or get milks from a cow. Next, the girl turned into a frog. Is it real or make-believe? Of course, it is make-believe, because there will be no girl who will turn into a frog. It is just based from the imagination of a certain individual. Fourth, the cat sang opera. Is it real or make-believe? Of course, this phrase or sentence is make-believe. Why? Because cats won't sing, right? Next, we experienced earthquake last night. Is it real or make-believe? Of course, earthquakes are real, therefore, this sentence is real. Next, the water froze and turned into a diamond. Is it real or make believe? Of course, the answer is make believe. Why? Because waters won't froze into a diamond. So, those are the phrases and sentences, and those are the ways wherein you should identify whether it is real or make believe. This time, let us also examine or observe a picture or an image whether it is real or make believe. Is this real or make believe? Of course, it is real. Next, is this real or make believe? Of course, it is real. Very good. Next, is this real or make believe? It is real. Very good. How about this one? Is it real or make believe? It is real. Very good. Is this real or make believe? It is make believe. Even if the picture looks like real, there are no unicorns and there are no horse that has wings, right? Next, is this real or make believe? It is make believe because superheroes, just like Spider-Man, is based from the imagination and it is from the creative minds of people. Is this real or make believe? Of course, it is make believe. Next, is this real or make believe? Of course, it is make believe. So, those are the things, images, phrases, wherein you will identify whether it is real or make believe. Remember, as you examine or observe a phrase or a picture or an image, try to look and observe at it and imagine if it happens in real life or it just happened in the creative mind of people. Next is interpreting visual media. It's under the marks interpret the meaning suggested in visual media through a focus of visual elements, for example, line, symbol, color, gaze, framing, and social distance. Let us first define the terms in visual media. When we say visual, this refers to pictures or images that are appealing to the artistic taste of the eyes. Visual literacy, it is the ability to interpret images and the ability to effectively interpret and create text in multiple media, sounds, and video. Visual media, this refers to sources of information maybe in the form of visual representations called visual media. These can be abstractions, analogs, rough illustrations, or digital reproductions of the objects. Let us now identify the different types of visual media. Let us now identify the different types of visual media. Photography, videos, memes, comics, infographics, and charts. This time, let us learn how to interpret a visual media. In order for us to understand a visual media, it is important to ask a good starting point question to ourselves. For example, what is the creator literally depicting? And what can you see? What choices is the creator making about how to depict that subject or idea? And what meaning did those choices convey? So, in a visual media, there are certain people, objects, or things that you can see in the picture, and you can relate them in the history, and you can also get any clues as to why it was taken or who took it or who made it. For example, this picture or this editorial cartoon. How will you interpret this one? As we can see, there are two waves. First is the COVID-19 and the second is bankruptcies. Therefore, because of COVID-19, the world is now experiencing bankruptcy because COVID-19 caused many deaths and caused the loss of the jobs of many people. Let's dig deeper. There are also 7 visual elements that you should know. First is a subject, color, gaze, line, framing, symbols, and social distance. When we say subject, we should know the topic or who and what is in the image and what is it all about. As we can see there a priest and a Muslim. Therefore, when we interpret this, it is all about the unity despite their beliefs or religion. Next is color. How is the color used in the image? What effects do the chosen colors have on viewer? So, in colors, you need to identify the emotions that these colors are depicting. Therefore, color blue evokes sense of power. Next, gaze. Gaze refers to the type of look that the character is giving. For example, you should know where is their gaze directed. As you can see on his eyes, maybe this boy is confused, serious, or worried. Next is line. In a line, you need to describe the shape or an outline that can create texture and can be thick or thin. As you can see here, the line is the rope. Therefore, this line evokes struggle. Next, framing. Framing is used to emphasize a certain thing or an object. So, the frame that is used here is this sakura, and then it emphasizes it emphasizes the beauty of Mount Everest. Next, symbol. When we say symbols, it is used or these symbols might represent something. For example, a feast. What does a feast symbolizes? A feast symbolizes power. And lastly, social distance. In a social distance, there are certain psychological effects between a person and an image. As you can see in these pictures, the first is this one, the short distance or the close distance. And the next one is long distance. As you all know, as we look onto this picture, the psychological effect is maybe President Duterte is a little bit worried, angry, or maybe he is talking seriously. Next, on this long distance, the emotion that you can depict is sadness because you are far away from the image and there is only one person here. So, that is how you interpret a visual media. You need to know the elements and you need to ask yourself a question. Remember, it is also important that we can identify the message or the purpose of visual media to find out if it has good intention or values to the readers and viewers. We all know that a visual media speaks 1,000 words, so it is important to know the values and the hidden message of that visual media. So that ends our review for this day. I hope that you will study and I wish you good luck and good bless on your monthly assessment.